Did you guys really think the Cowboys named a new offensive coordinator? Dang. Oh man. I mean, let's get right into it. I mean, look, we actually had scheduled to do a little rundown. We're gonna break down the actual 2022 NFL draft class for the Dallas Cowboys. Go one player for each day, kind of really set it apart. And this is still, I mean, it feels like it's still breaking news, Harvey, as far
It,
as Kellen Moore.
I mean, I think it is because of mystery of everything, man. You got to think. So who's calling the plays? Even though they're initially saying it's Mike McCarthy, everybody still wants to know like what's happening. I think everybody's kind of confused right now on what everything's going on. There's really nothing. I guess the thought process. I don't think he's come out and said anything about it yet. So that's the thing. Like, what's the mystery behind it? Like, what? Where did we get to this point, and when is he going to talk about it? That's the question. So I think a lot of people are intrigued right now, and everybody's kind of have their idea of. I'm sure everybody has an idea, their own opinion of what's going on or what happened. So I think that's why everybody's still kind of like, man, what's going on? Like, so everybody wants to know. They want
Everybody
to
wants
know.
to know. Everybody wants to know, Harvey. I mean, but we look already and look at Kellen Moore. He's already with the Chargers, man. So, come back and let's say a season from now. Um, I know we kind of gave early speculation. I know it's still early in the process, but it does look like Mike McCarthy is going to be the play caller. Let me ask you this: how do you think he will do with the Chargers, though? To be fair to Kellen, because Kellen, regardless, he did have some unique play calling. I think, people don't understand it. People want to automatically make him a guru, which is kind of hard. Why would you make somebody a guru if you really see the struggles that he had as far as balancing the gameplay call, right? So how do you think he's going to do with the Chargers, though? Because Brandon Staley also, I kind of feel like Brandon Staley is kind of like the Kellen Moore type. He's kind of like one of them coordinators that people took a chance on to see if he can become a good, the next Sean McVay type. So you're getting two guys that are notorious for, having questionable play calling.
Um,
I know it's early, but it's a good question.
to me, this is the thing, though, man. You so I will give Kellen Moore some credit because you got to think from where Dak came from to now, he's a better quarterback. Can you agree or disagree with that?
Wait, I mean, he's definitely has. I agree.
Yeah, right. The problem is that Mike or Kellen Moore's offensive philosophy is not a good one. That's the problem. And it does you have to have a certain type of player, not only quarterback, but also we're talking about receivers. You basically have to have a Peyton Manning type of quarterback, a Marvin Harrison type of receiver, a Randy Moss type of receiver, that IQ to run these option routes, man. That's what it is. And if you don't have that, you can't run that offense. So not only that, but I look at the film, man. The receivers weren't disciplined. I don't think they were being taught how to run certain routes in certain situations. And that was the downfall. At the end of the day, that was the downfall. But I don't know, man. I hope he does great with the Chargers. Uh, I always wish everybody the best, man. I would never do that because I believe in karma, right? But we'll see, man. Only time will tell if that was the right move for the Chargers, and it could be Staley's downfall.
Well, look, I mean, somebody's already asking on TikTok right there. Look, Irving, Irving's.
Irving, so the play calling. I
Let
mean,
me play. Let me play the clip.
okay, go
Let's
ahead.
play the clip. We
Yeah,
actually have audio clip. Shout out to Will Steele. Um,
yeah. Will.
We appreciate it, and we always give credit where credit is due, right?
Mhm.
But look, check this out. This is actually they asked Mike McCarthy about the play style that Kellen Moore used, and this is what he had to say.
but this is my favorite. So we get to talk a little ball here. But no, I've never been a big option route thrower. Concept in the past. If you're going to run option routes, you need to live in that world. That's been my experience. You can't dab on it. Option routes are really not part of the old traditional West Coast offense. I've had quarterbacks in the past that didn't really like them, and it's really about the connection that they have with the receiver. I've been in systems where you only certain guys run them. This is the most aggressive system that I've been in, as far as many people that do run the option routes. And so I think you see our commitment to practice. We practice, option routes. You're putting the decision making into the receiver's hands. It's not into the court. Quarterback obviously has ultimate decision where to throw the ball, but there's decision making in a route as opposed to, maybe just one route adjustment.
So, in essence, he says this is the most aggressive style of option routes within a route tree. Harvey, am I right or am I wrong with this?
Yeah, correct, man.
So, and he also just stated it right now. He says literally these wide receivers have to make an adjustment based off the coverage of the defense. So it's taking the control out of the quarterback.
Yeah.
And kind of that's I hope that answers your question, Irving's who was it? It was Irving's man. So I mean, these guys have to break off, and I think that it may work because Justin Herbert has been one impressive
Yeah.
quarterback, and like you said, it took Dak a couple years to become a quarterback, right, Harvey? I mean, we got to give credit where
Yeah.
credit is due. Dak wasn't a quarterback, and he wasn't a traditional quarterback. Are we making
No, I
excuses?
would no, I'm not. We're not. I mean, he was not a traditional quarterback. I don't care what anybody says.
But he's
He
worked
ran.
his ass off,
He's
though.
worked his ass off. I mean, now he's a lot better passer than he was. He has been. Now he still has a lot to go. I will tell you that. He
You're,
really does,
you're absolutely
right?
right.
But my point is to this: you're not making it any better for him. If that's the way you everybody, this is what I'll tell you. He didn't make it better for Dak because and I'll be honest with you, Dak's not that guy, and the offense that they were running did not fit Dak. That's not the type of player he is. But Kellen Moore being Kellen Moore, coming from Boise, being that traditional passing team, and that he said it on conference too, like he wants to pass, he doesn't like to run. But Dak, that's not his game. That's what we're trying to say. And so when you try to turn somebody into something they're not, this is the results that you get. These are the results that you get. So I'm not making excuses, but you got to look at the bigger picture, and that's what nobody sees. Everybody's like, "What's that?" Well, yeah, I mean that's part of it. Well, it's Kellen Moore. Well, it's Mike McCarthy. I think it's a combination of a lot of things that didn't help Dak. Now, will you get a step up above? Maybe, yeah, I think so. I don't think Dak's going to be an elite quarterback in this league, but you made things worse. You made them worse. If I don't know how else to say it. You know what I mean?
Well, we got the thing is that look, so somebody says he was his OC for 4 years. Why all of a sudden it's not the offense for him? It's not. I
We
don't
we
think.
but
Go ahead.
we said, and guys, trust me, believe me, I've only been on here for what, 3 months now, going on 3 months.
Yeah, you're almost 3 months.
Me and my brothers have talked football for my whole life. And my brothers are referees. We've talked about so many times. This is the thing. We've been saying this for years about Kellen Moore. Like, this is not the offense for Dak. I've said this for many years. I just started saying it now because I'm on the podcast. But we've been saying this for years. This is not his type of game. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I've been saying this for like the last week. So that's what you guys have to understand.
Look, I do want to kind of just add I guess just a little sprinkle to that. And the thing is that, right now, what names are there, right? Harv, because right now, if Mike McCarthy is the man, how much do you trust Mike McCarthy as the offensive coordinator now?
So I'm gonna say it, man. Jerry's probably gonna kill me, right? But I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say it anyways. I think this is exactly what happened. This is an opinion. This is not where I heard it from somebody or anything. This is my exact opinion. And you can believe me or not, it doesn't matter because it's my opinion. But I think Mike McCarthy was given an ultimatum. Think
Ooh,
about the chronological order of how all this happened. Number one, the Joneses, I say Joneses, because they were not, didn't they cancel radio shows?
it did.
Okay. I know they did it last year too, I believe. But think about this. As frustrated and tired as we are as Cowboy fans, this is a great roster. And the question becomes, if you're the owner, put yourself in his shoes. You're the owner, and you've put together a great roster with Will McClay and Stephen Jones, because those are the two mindful. I don't care about Jerry Jones is just there to push the drama. To me, it's Stephen Jones and Will McClay running this thing. You put together this roster, it's a great roster.
It is a great roster.
You have a great defense, and let me tell you, they didn't play that good at down the stretch. But come in the playoffs, they showed up. You cannot deny that. So, given all that, you have this roster and you can't win. So, as tired as fans are, how tired do you think Jerry Jones is, Stephen Jones, and Will McClay? They put this body of work together, not us. We're just fans. They put in the hard work to put all these teams and players together to come up with this. So I think, in my opinion, they shut all their stuff down and they said, we need to give Mike McCarthy an ultimatum. Look, we're not going to make the decision. You're going to get fired if you don't fix this. And we're going to let you do it. We're not going to figure it out for you. And I think that's what happened. And you saw the dominoes fall. People started getting fired left and right to change it. Because I believe the Cowboys had like 27 staff members on their roster. I think more than any other team in the NFL. I think they only had like 15. So I think Mike McCarthy looked himself in the mirror and was like, there needs to be change. He fired everybody. Not everybody, but majority of everybody. Then he got Kellen Moore, which he saved for last. And at that point, I think Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones realized we think our next head coach is in the building. And I think it's Dan Quinn. I honestly think they think it's Dan Quinn. And when they realized that, I think they had a talk with him and said, look, man, we're going to give Mike McCarthy one more year to show us what he's got. We want you to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Will you stay? And that, let's be honest, that's too enticing. Given the situation with Cardinals, with the Colts, with the Panthers, who wants to go there? If you have to wait one more year to possibly be a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, why would you would stop all interviews for head coaching, would you not?
Yes.
So I think that's what happened. Dan Quinn stayed. And I think Mike McCarthy, they gave him an ultimatum and said, look, you need to figure it out. We don't care how you do it. You need to figure it out to get this team to the Super Bowl or at least an NFC championship. I don't know what exactly the point, but that's my opinion on it. And that's where you see the drastic changes.
I mean, I guess if you look at long term, like you said, that could make sense. I think that's one thing that, if all these teams are trying to get Dan Quinn, I mean, wouldn't the Cowboys want to try to keep him, maybe potentially, and make him the future head coach? Because I mean, when you look at Dan Quinn and you look at, let's say, Sean Payton, or in this case, we're looking at Mike McCarthy. Both of them already, nothing that 60's old, but I mean, these guys are clearly around 62, 63. Dan Quinn's like 52. You know what I mean? So, I think with Dan Quinn, when he had his last head coaching position, he had Kyle Shanahan as his offensive coordinator. And like you said, right now, technically, they do. We there's two coaches that are part of the Dallas Cowboys, Dan Quinn and Brian Schottenheimer, and they had their tenure in Seattle. So you're right. I mean, if this is an epic fail for the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, it's not only is Dak the quarterback, because I think it's clear that that was answered against the 49ers. And I mean, can we just square that away right now, Harvey? And I mean,
Yeah,
just say, you know what? I was a Dak lever, right? I don't even know if that's has anybody even made that? You know, he made me a Dak lever, right?
that's
Or
funny.
a believer. Yeah. Um, so I will tell you this with Dak, I'm sorry. I love his story. I think it's amazing. If anything, I love the fact that right now he's definitely what you'd want. The initiative that he takes, he's a true leader at heart. Like that he's a man, and you know what? He knew that he needed to fix his play style to adjust to what it was that was asked. I think what Kellen Moore's offensive scheme, hey, it's gonna work. It's gonna work in the NFL, but clearly it's kind of hard for Dak because it took Dak a few years to learn the quarterback position. And that's what I liked about Dak was that, man, you can even tell with the zip and the drive, and you can even see the spiral. He was throwing the ball, a couple times on the money. So I became a Dak leader, but now I know Dak can't do it on if everything hits the fan. He can't play ball like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, and who else do you want to throw in there?
So
Tom Brady, A Rod. He's not that guy.
so I'm gonna say something, Jerry, and we'll find out real quick because let's be honest about it, right? Because everybody's on TikTok right now.
Yeah, there is.
Everybody that's a Cowboy fan on TikTok right now, I want you to put who would you want as your coach to go into the fire, into the trenches of battle, right? You either put on TikTok Mike or Dan.
Ooh.
Mike or Dan, which one? Pick one. Just start putting Mike or Dan, whichever one you would see yourself playing for.
Man, Dan Quinn can
I'm just
fire up
that's
people.
what I'm saying. But for the team, is what I'm saying is who do the players think you would follow more? Dan or Mike?
Yeah, we got a Mike
Look,
Montoya. We
look,
got a Mike Montoya.
look.
Oh
I'm
no,
just saying,
wait,
look,
he's been here before. But look, he
yeah,
says Jay
but I'm just
Johnson.
saying, look, Dan Quinn. I see nothing but Dan Quinn, Dan Quinn, Dan Quinn,
I see
Dan,
Dan.
Dan.
Sean Payton. We have two Sean
And I
Payton.
get Sean Payton, but
Look, I see.
that's
I
not gonna
see. Look
happen.
at Liquefy. He's been with us. He says Mike. Look, Mike now says Dan. So damn, Dan. Is this kind of like a setup then?
I'm just saying, man. Look, everybody's saying Dan. I'm telling you, you telling me that these players in this locker room don't know. I guarantee you, if you had to divide and pick, they would pick Dan Quinn. I promise you.
So there's a in college there's a
And and hold on, Jerry. And if you don't think Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and Will McKay don't know that, there's a reason why he's staying.
damn. Look at the big picture. In other words, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying, man, it's true.
Well, look, some guy named J MC 08 says you're right about Dan. I will tell you this. I mean, from what we've heard, I mean, what we've always known about Dan is that he's a player's coach. He gets his
Yeah.
team ready to go, man. Uh, but what I was trying to say is Frank is it Signetta? He is the Pitt's offensive coordinator. So that's actually a name also just to kind of keep an eye out for. Frank Signetta Jr. I don't know if am I pronouncing that name right? Just to kind of clarify that. It's C like a cat, I like an igloo, G like golf, N like net like Nancy, E like echo, T like Tom, T like Tom, I. Yeah, Frank Signetti. He's actually the pit. He's the Pitt's offensive coordinator. This actually they asked him this year in 22 and I say this year 2023, but 2022 because he has who's it? Keaton Slovis, who was a top recruited quarterback from USC, transferred to Pitt. Well, they asked him who does he feel is the best play caller that he's worked with, and this is what he had to say.
Who's the best play caller you ever been around?
Oh, Mike McCarthy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
The guy sees the game. The guy understands the game. He understands how defensive fit gaps, how they react, and then how you have to go expose them, whether it's on the front end or the back end. And he would see it so well.
Who's the best play
So damn, he says that the best offensive play caller that he's ever worked with is Mike McCarthy, man. And he said, why? So you're saying, as Cowboy Nations, we're gonna have to wait one more year.
Yeah.
Cowboy Nation.
What?
Cowboy Nation.
If there's a captain,
can you guys give the Dallas Cowboy one more year? I mean, at this point, we're what, 20? What? How many? 27 years? Somebody over here doesn't even know what they're talking about. They said
because this is my thing. If Mike McCarthy's job was not on the line, he'd probably have an offensive coordinator already. But let me tell you something. A dude like Mike McCarthy, if I'm gonna go down as a captain of this ship, I'm going down with it. And I think he's been. You can laugh, Jerry. Is it not true?
yeah.
He said, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I might as well call the plays. And at least I can live with myself saying that I did it.
So you're trying to say Dan Quinn might be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys with Brian Schottenheimer being his offensive coordinator.
Correct. Mike
Damn.
McCarthy doesn't do well next year. He gets fired. Dan Quinn comes in, and Brian Schottenheimer becomes offensive coordinator.
Look what Liquify says. Mike actually won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was too long ago. Too long ago. I'm just saying.
He says, "Hello, gents. Y'all's prediction came to through about Kellen Moore leaving a salute. I guess because I mean, Mike has been around for what, I don't know, a couple of weeks now with us, at least 1 or 2 weeks. So he's been hearing it. Look at that, fly Eagles fly. I hope you guys losing the Super Bowl, man.
You're bad, dude. You're bad. You can say that.
Chiefs
Hey,
Kingdom. Let's go.
You can say that, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I want the Eagles to win because I want the
Hell
NFC.
no.
I
Nah.
want the NFC East, man. That's an NFC East. I'm just
Nah.
saying.
You know what? Right now, I'm an NFC hater right now, man. Right now, I'm full hater on right now, and I've never been a hater. But damn, these Eagles are annoying as hell, man. Let's see. Black Mall, what's going on? I'm going for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Oh, Black Mamba says him too. KC will win. And yes, sir. I'm sorry, man. I'm just
Hey, Martinez Jr. He said, "How are you gonna root for a rival to win the Super Bowl, bro? Keep it in the NFC East, bro. That's why.
kissing cousins almost, right?
Keep it in the NFC East. Everybody talks trash about the NFC East and freaking every network. Whatever.
Let me ask you this. I've been seeing this. What kind of trade package could you get for Dak? For those that say that Dak needs to be traded. I mean, come on, like, let's be realistic. What kind of trade package could you get for Dak? I don't really think anybody's giving a first round for Dak. Harv,
Nah, I say Dak is probably. I could probably see a second rounder and a fourth rounder for Dak.
you see, but quarterbacks are going for first and thirds, and you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Look at Black Mama. Nah, Eagles get on my damn nerves, man. So do the damn Niners, man.
I'm just saying, like, either a second or a fourth, maybe a fourth more than anything, just because. And I'm not saying that against Dak, but you got to think what he's carrying in that contract. Who has the leverage? Not us.
Dak has.
None of us really.
Well, Dak, because he has no trade clause, so
that too. But I'm just saying, like, nobody's gonna give up that much for Dak.
Yeah, so that's kind of hard. Quinn is a defensive coordinator, not a head coach material. We saw what happened in Atlanta. I mean, that could go both ways, man. Because you know what? Can I go first or no? You go first. You go first. I got mine. I got mine ready.
Because this is my thing, man. And the reason I say all this stuff about Dan Quinn and they're setting him up to be the head coach is because that's what Jerry Jones does, baby. That's what he does. He likes he likes continuity and somebody that he knows in the building. Let's just be honest. He feels a lot more comfortable that way. He really does. But if it was me and I was Jerry Jones, I would have fired Mike McCarthy. And guess who I would have brought? I would have brought D'Amico Ryans. That's who I would have hired.
Damn, Texans are gonna get him, man.
I'm just saying that either I hire him or I hire Brian Callahan, the offensive coordinator from the Bengals. Because
man.
guess what?
He's
if
doing
that
good.
guy can't fix Dak, nobody can.
He's doing good. That guy's doing good. So look, I want to give Dwight the spotlight. Nothing wrong with being a hater. That's all I do is hate, right? On a non team, right? But I will say this. I will tell you this. This is a good question. This is why we can only keep our segments to one segment, right? Because the comments get good, man. This is where it gets good. Now, are you blaming Dan Quinn for that Super Bowl loss because of that? Because I'll tell you this much right now. Kyle Shanahan, he still has not yet won a Super Bowl. And you know what? Niner Nation is over here. Oh, Cowboys haven't reached an NFC championship since 1996. Or, they don't even have their numbers right, number one. And then they say they haven't even won a divisional round since they don't even have that right either. And then the Cowboys have yet to reach a Super Bowl. But I'll tell you this. So as a Niner, as a gang bang, are you telling me, or bang gang, are you telling me that you are happy with second place trophies and participation letters? Because that's exactly what the Niners are doing, is they're celebrating that they got a second place trophy once, and they've gotten how many NFC championships? Those are the participation rewards, right? How many is that for the Niners?
3, I think.
But I mean, the only reason the Niners are in this situation is because Kyle Shanahan. So we go back, for whatever reason, Kyle Shanahan could not help out Dan Quinn win that Super Bowl. So at this point, that looks like an actual. It can't just fall on Dan Quinn. That has to fall on Kyle Shanahan too.
He didn't help the defense out. I'll tell you that.
He didn't. In fact, that offense went completely stale.
It did. It did. Didn't he? Yeah, it was.
So I'll tell you this. I will take Dan Quinn as a head coach because I'll tell you this. He's probably already learned a lot, especially being with the Cowboys and being with the Falcons. Mike says, if Cowboys was in the Super Bowl against KC, you think Eagles fans would root for us? Hell nah. He has a point, man. Eagles are salty crackers, man. That's what they are, man. Okay, Dak for two second round picks. Put Zeke in the package. Again, I think Harvey kind of like put it kind of playing dry. I don't think it's going to happen because of the contract, man. 49 this year and then 52 million next year. So I think to fix what's going on and get the right pieces in place and get the Cowboys in the right direction, Harvey, you said this, Cowboys need to restructure his contract, extend him, restructure it, right? Dwight says, if we be honest, I don't think it was all Dak. The Cowboys as a team is not a Super Bowl caliber team as of yet, right? Which is a good point because the Cowboys have chosen to build their team through the draft. If you look at these two teams, what did they do? What have they done, Harvey? These two teams, especially the Chiefs and the Eagles. What have they done in their off seasons aside from the drafting?
Free agents,
even trading.
Yeah. Yep.
They've gone out like the Chiefs, even when the Chiefs went and gave the bag to Patrick Mahomes, they still went and they drafted two top tier offensive linemen. They even went and traded for an offensive lineman.
But they did that before. They tried winning one before that, and they realized it didn't work.
But I'm just saying because people want to say, "Oh no, Dak is not the answer." Well, hold on a minute, because people always want to hang that 40. Okay, I understand about hanging the 40. Yeah, it is hindering the Cowboys from signing, but there's other contracts. D-Law's contract, he's almost costing like nearly 30 million towards the damn cap, so that's not a good contract. Zeke is almost 20 mil against the cap. That's not a good contract. Who is it? Is it on TikTok?
I'm sorry, man. It's hard for me to hold myself. Somebody on TikTok says, "Is it weird Kyle's quarterbacks get hurt so much?"
Damn, that is something true. He's out 6 months, Harvey. Did you get that report? So does that mean Trey Lance is gonna kind of come back in and try to win this again? Because OTA started around what, March, April?
The injury he has is like 6 to 9 month recovery though.
But they said 6 months, that he was gonna be out 6 months.
We'll see.
But dude, almost every single quarterback that he's had has some kind of injury. It's weird. It's a weird situation.
Interesting.
But just to kind of answer what Dwight was saying, obviously the Cowboys need to step up their A game,
Yeah.
and not just continue to build this team to the draft. They need to, find ways to get smart with the cap and bring in the players that they need to bring in. So if McCarthy is being tested to rebuild the staff for next year, our Cowboys expected a so-so test season. It's really early right now, man. It's really early in the process. It's really early in the process.
It is. It's too early.
I know yesterday, I think we said we can expect at least 10 games, maybe the max being 12, right? Wins for next season, but at this point, like, I don't know, man.
That Chargers game is going to be interesting now.
It is going to be interesting. We're going to see and then we're going to see the Niners too in the regular season. Damn, man, so much drama, man. There's so much toxicity with the whole Niners and the Cowboys this year. Is crazy. Jesus driven.
That's a new one.
So they're cheering on the Chiefs because they prefer Mahomes. Mahomes, he's a very good quarterback. He plays a lot of off scripting. So Niner fan here. Okay, what's up, Bionic? But Kyle sucked as a coach this weekend. Hey man, thank you for coming back and eating the crow, man. We did it for you guys. Cowboys played a stinker of a team. There's so many what ifs, right? Like, man, damn. If
you think about the Niners, like who's their quarterback?
I don't know anymore.
Like you don't know.
I mean, it could the injury threw a curveball, because I mean there's no way of going back to Trey Lance after the season that Brock Purdy had.
It's rough, man. We'll see.
Somebody said we already have 5. We letting others catch up. This is the frustration about Cowboys, about being a part of Cowboys Nation, is that, damn it, we let somebody, we already let who was it? It was the Patriots, right? They got six Super Bowls, right? Yep. And then now the Eagles are literally, what is it? 5 in the 5 years, 2 Super Bowls already. They won one, and you're absolutely right, Jesus. Dak is not the answer for the boys. We are stuck with him, but I am hoping for a miracle. You don't need to hope for a miracle, man. They just need to, add some depth to the offensive line. Just in case wear and tear. You need a playmaker opposite of CeeDee Lamb, and of course, we just need to get younger at the running back position. And I think you added enough. You've added enough offensively, right? Harv, you said speed. That was the most important thing, right?
Speed, man. Speed kills.
We got Dan Quinn coming back, which means that defense is going to be ready. Got some players coming back from injury, which should help out with the cornerback position. I'm excited, man. I really am excited. I want to see if Mike McCarthy can answer the bill. Who's y'all's top quarterback out there, man?
Are you talking about the draft?
I think
or NFL.
I want to know. We'll answer
when he
that
says
question.
Top quarterback, it sounds like the draft. Okay, we'll come back, Mike. Let us know which one, NFL or draft.
Bionic says CMC, Christian McCaffrey, and he's, I hate to say it, but one of the radio stations for the Cowboys, they got a lot of heat, right? Because they're saying, man, this guy's never really been like a reliable running back, You know
what's crazy is that everybody talks about Purdy being the savior. I think Christian McCaffrey was.
Well, hell, I mean, damn. When you
weren't they 3-4 when they traded for him?
Yes. But I mean, at that point, it didn't matter what running back they could plug and play any running back. But
Purdy wasn't playing at that time.
no, he wasn't.
No. I'm just throwing that out there.
Mike is right. Steelers are also one that has 6. So yeah, we got some catching up to do. Jesus says, "That hard Cowboys fan, sir. Win or lose." So if you subscribe, we do have a cap giveaway. I don't have the cap on right now. I actually have it in my cap rack, but I have the new one right here. But I'm not gonna open the box. It basically says lineman, and it says lead the way. It was the last cap Dak Prescott wore on his pre-presser to the Niners game. So if you're subscribed and you are public on your settings, set to public so we can at least see your name or your email, you'll be thrown in the wheel that we're going to have pretty soon. And welcome aboard. We are diehard Cowboy fans. The 49ers lost 4 quarterbacks this year. Unbelievable. They actually ran out of quarterbacks. You know what? You're right, Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson had a concussion.
Yep.
Damn. When you look at that, that is kind of something, man. That's saying something.
You know, I think it's also a problem because Kyle Shanahan likes to go max protection and run 2 routes. Well, shit, if they ain't open, what's the quarterback going to do? Hold the ball a little bit longer.
Yep.
Oh,
So Mike cleared up in the draft.
I'm not a big fan of these quarterbacks. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not either, but I will tell you this. I'm one of the strongest believers in what you did in college. You can do that in the pros. So it's kind of hard. There's a lot of things to like about CJ Stroud. But I saw something that somebody told me that I can't unsee. And they just basically said CJ Stroud is going to be a Dak Prescott 2.0, and I cannot unsee that, man.
Who's the quarterback from Stanford? I always forget his name, man. As much as
Tanner McKee.
That's my guy, man. I like that guy.
I like Bryce Young, man. I think that kid's he's gonna be young and fun, but man, he's small, man. 5'10" and like 185 pounds.
Remember I said this only on the Cowboys cast. I like the guy from Stanford. I'm telling you. Now he's not gonna start right away. I think he's one of those sits back behind a veteran for a year or two, learns the system, and I think his 3rd year, man, he takes off. That's just my opinion on it. He's got to sit though.
If I had to choose right now, and like it, it really gonna depend on what my team has. If I have a good offensive line, I have a running back stable, and I have wide receivers, then I'll take CJ Stroud. But if I don't have that, then I'm gonna go Bryce Young because with him he can make it up with his legs.
I got another one too from Houston.
Oh,
Tune.
I
like him, man. These guys are not even the top 5. I don't think.
They're not.
We'll see. We'll see. Just remember I said that on the Cowboys.
TikTok is lit. NFC East rules. Bennett 1970. Well, if you're a Cowboy fan, come join on. And you can be a part of the
he's an Eagles. He's an Eagles fan.
All right. Well, I hope your Eagles do good in the Super Bowl, but don't win it. Black Mama says we need speed. Absolutely right. We do not need a quarterback.
The need for speed is wanted, people.
But we do need a quarterback who can get them the ball. Ooh, did you just take a shot at Dak for missing CeeDee Lamb on an open go route against the 49ers? That would have been a touchdown. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. That can get him the ball. Javi, I agree. When they traded for McCaffrey, I was like, damn.
Yep. I'm telling you, man.
Man.
Purdy didn't come in till the very end.
Johnson was horrible. Johnson. Remind me. Anyways, Dwight says, with a good enough team, any quarterback looks good. Well said. Dak wins almost every game. He is the favorite. Stop paying big money to quarterbacks unless your nickname is Patty, right? Patrick Mahomes. And then, of course, Jesus loved what you said. We need a quarterback with an arm. I would say wait till Caleb Williams comes out. That's the following year out of USC.
That ain't gonna happen.
The kid looks special, but I mean, he's gonna be a number 1 pick overall. No, you need size. Higgins would be the best pickup for you guys. I've been hearing that. That Cowboys need a little bit more size. But when you look at the NFL right now, it almost seems like you need that CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, that skinny guy that can get in and out of routes that, what I'm saying, when you need, he can do certain things for you, but I think you also need that jump ball, but you also need that speedster that would I mean kill defenses, especially in the slot.
I
So
like Mims.
he's good.
I like him.
OU has done a good job with their wide receiver groups.
I like him too.
Yeah. I don't know how fast he's gonna run though.
But he's a big guy.
No, he's not. He's 5'10".
He's like 6.
Oh,
Mims?
you're talking about Denzel Mims, the one that's with the Jets
No, I'm talking. He is not 5 something.
from OU?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 5'10".
What?
No, you need size. McCaffrey was the quarterback for the 49ers. You're right, man.
I keep saying that. Nobody believes me.
Damn. Brown
Mark-
Town. What's going on, Cantu? Ohio State quarterbacks never develop in good pro QBs. Damn, Martinez, why'd you do that, man? I still believe in Justin Fields.
Hey, Jerry, he's 5'11".
I told you. I'm sorry.
That dude doesn't play like that though.
I told you, dude. I just know my players, man. People don't know that I'm a freaking almanac.
What I'm saying is, when I saw the video, like him playing, he doesn't play 5'11".
He has good speed, man, and he plays like you said. He plays above the rim. He's a big.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, man. I know my.
Wow, that dude is a good player. I want that guy now.
What do you think about Ohio State quarterbacks never developing? Are you down on Justin Fields?
Down on what do you mean?
Like you're already ready to give up? He's not good.
Who, Justin Fields?
Yeah.
Oh no.
He has some football left in him.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna break the curse of the Ohio State curse. So God bless the Cowboys. That's from GBTC 22. Yeah, you know me. I hope I didn't say a bad word and
So
some kind of language.
I got a question for you. If Justin Fields played for Seattle this year with that receiving core,
damn, it would have been a different situation in the NFC West.
in the right situation with the right player, some things might happen. I'm just saying. I think he fits that offense perfectly.
He has a nice arm too.
Like the play action, the rollouts, a lot of the rollouts, DK Metcalf, Lockett. Like I think it's a great match.
So the Renegade Outlaw just commented, our Cowboys problem is Dak. He's just like Romo, puts up big numbers and chokes in the playoffs. Don't need any quarterback right now. This is gone through. Don't need any quarterback right now. We need a good backup. Dak will be better next season. He needs wide receivers and running back, especially specifically with speed. Let me see here. And what is he? Diggs is talking about holding out. I think at this point it's pretty obvious. He's already unfollowed the Cowboys on all his social media.
We called it yesterday. I called it yesterday.
Right.
I'm telling you.
This has to happen. He still has one more year left in his contract. Damn it, man. Like why? Cooper Rush wasn't bad when Dak got hurt. Won most of our games. He did win most of our games, but not against the Eagles. So Cooper Rush, he has his limitations. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get some money this season. So we'll see. I agree. Fields would have done well with the Seahawks. So I guess let's go ahead and round it off, right? We've kind of gone through our segments. We really wanted to talk about Tyler Smith, but we're gonna go and push that to tomorrow, and we're gonna break that down and get ready for the real offseason mode.
If you guys were not here early on when I talked about that transition of Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, you got to go back and watch this live again. Just throwing that out there.
If you're not subscribed to the Cowboy Cast and you're not sharing it, I don't know why. Why are you guys not doing it? Why?
Because then you don't have a chance to win the hat.
Hey, we have some nice cap giveaways, man. That's funny. Diggs needs to be a team player. He's looking out for himself. Learn to tackle. Ooh,
I tell you, man, it's only obvious he's looking out for himself. He's making business decisions, which I don't have a problem with. if you want to do that, go ahead on another team, and they can give us a number 1 pick for him, so I can get an offensive lineman.
So what would you do? Okay, let's say another team gives you a number 1 pick for Trey. What do you do
Yep.
with that number 1 pick?
Where's it at?
Let's say in the teens.
Because I can't just say in the teens. Like what teens? You got to talk to me.
15.
Come on, 15. Is Jones available from Georgia?
You're talking about
Broderick Jones?
yes.
I would take him. Because now I just solidified my left tackle and my left guard.
But wouldn't
the
you want
future.
to take? Wouldn't you want to take the same approach as what the Vikings did? Remember when they traded Stephon Diggs and they used that draft pick for, I mean, for Justin Jefferson?
Yeah, but it depends on who's available. That's why I can't just tell you, hey, I want to, like, if you're telling me that what pick, I gotta know,
Well,
and I gotta know what wide receiver has been taken to that point, and I
There's-
can tell you.
There's two top 15 corners at that range. I'm not really high on Kelly Ringo, but the other one,
I'm not high on these corners.
yeah, I'm not really high on them either. But I do like I believe his last name is Williams. Somebody says Joey Porter Jr. I'm not high on him.
I hate.
I mean, don't
So
get me wrong.
don't
I like
get me
the
wrong.
bloodlines. I like the
He's
bloodline.
good. Joey Porter is good. He's not a bad cornerback under the right system. But if you're telling me he's going to play man throughout the whole game, like that's just not going to happen. He's got to be in that right scheme. That's just me. That's with any player, but especially Joey Porter. He got burned a lot. But
So I guess go ahead. So we can go ahead and wrap this up. Harv, let's go ahead and say what are some names that maybe you think that could help. I in this case, Mike McCarthy with calling the plays. What are some names that you think?
I mean, we
Any-
already have one in the house. That's Brian Schottenheimer. That's a given. Obviously Ben McAdoo. That's Mike McCarthy's one of his, I guess, coaching tree guys.
But he's not a part of the Cowboys right now.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's a part of anybody.
The name of the player that I was trying to say was I just gotta look at my notes. Devin Witherspoon, a cornerback out of Illinois. I just like it. He's very technically sound and has a knack for the ball. I know some people will say Keller Ringo, but that was the name. We're going into full draft. We're going into full offseason mode coming soon.
So, I mean, other than Brian Schottenheimer, which he's in the building, I don't think McAdoo is even with anybody. This is a crazy question, right? You think John Gruden will be offensive coordinator?
I don't want that smoke, man.
I'm just saying. Do you think?
I mean, nah, he wants to be head coach, but he has a lot of damage control. He should have been doing something. Johnny Brewer is. Wait, have we given you props before? Have we given Johnny Brewer? Is he?
No, I don't think he.
Is he new?
Yeah.
Sounds like a new name. Anybody joins the stream, we give him give you a cheer. What did you think players should get paid to play football? Because some are wanting too much, and when they get paid, they don't want to play. Look, we got our threads kind of it's getting nice right now. There's not a great quarterback or wide receiver draft this year. I wouldn't take one in the first round. I'll tell you this: Zay Flowers looks like
Zay Flower is that guy.
he looks good, man.
Addison is that guy.
Addison's a little bit more technically sound. I don't know.
Parker Washington is that guy. I'm telling you. Remember, I said this.
I'll tell you this: Zay Flowers looks nice, man. Let me see, Brogan and okay,
Bro,
all right.
welcome.
Says Pay Diggs. He shut down the site he was on. Correct, he did. The thing is that you got to let the Cowboys work the magic right now because I mean, damn, Dak's contract is killing the Dallas Cowboys right now. So that's kind of like the situation at hand. Let Diggs walk. That's dumb. That's Johnny Tejerina. Johnny, is he? Has he
He's
been
new.
here?
Yeah.
Run Plus. All right.
Yep.
Look, we understand what you're saying, John. We like what he's able to do, but Trey Diggs needs to get back into that mode what he was a year ago, which is tackling, intercepting. I mean, the interceptions I care less, but manning the side down, but he needs to step up on his tackling. He needs to be that leader. I know it's getting exciting, but man, how much did Jair Alexander from the cornerback from the Packers get paid? How much did he get paid?
21 million a year.
21 million. Are you telling me that Trey Diggs right now is worth 21 million with his
It's a lot.
tackling?
It's a lot.
But look, he is down. He says take a quarterback later
agree.
rounds. Yeah, I think what was his name? Aiden O'Donnell. They're saying he might be from Purdue. He might be a
Purdue.
first rounder. I'm like, what the heck? Stop doing that, man. That's called draft type. When you stop hyping up people, they start going.
I like Tune from Houston, man.
Oh, do you guys believe some games are rigged? I'll tell you this, specifically with the Cowboys or just all in general, because I'll tell you this, Vegas has been on point almost for every single game.
That's hard to believe, man. That you're spot on that every time.
There's a thing called cancel culture, and I'm trying to make a name. We're trying to make a name for ourselves. But if you ever want to, you can email us at thecowboycast@gmail.com. We'll talk there. Tommy Waharo says Jackson Smith and Jigba, Ohio State wide receiver.
Too stiff for me. I don't like his stiffness.
Interesting.
He's kind of stiff to me. Don't like it.
The thing with him is that he had that one game where he had he went off for 3 touchdowns, and he went crazy. He went berserk. Cowboys can play with the budget.
Yeah.
They can, man, but the thing is that Stephen Jones is a very frugal man. He wants to save all his points and his flyer reward. I mean, he wants to save everything, right? Honestly, I think Dak has 3 more good years. Draft a quarterback now and let him develop. Damn, Harvey. Somebody's on point with you, right?
Yeah, that's what we have to do, man. We have to draft and develop. And everybody says, well, you're going to get all these pieces for Dak. He's going to be, look, we're getting all these young players, these speed wide receivers and running backs, not only for Dak, but when he's gone, our next quarterback's going to need those players too. So why not?
True. Nobody really from the D has been the problem. He's better than anyone on the market. Nobody from the D has been the problem. He's better than anyone on the market, in my opinion. So who replaces him?
I said we have to draft. We have to draft somebody. We have to draft, man. That's too much money, man. I'm telling y'all this is the problem we run into. These are the issues we run into. We pay these guys and they don't we're basically paying for what they've done already. Then they get the bag and then look at Zeke. I love Zeke to death, but he hasn't been the same. I think the only real player that's played to their potential, I think, is DeMarcus Lawrence. And a lot of people might disagree with me. He doesn't have the sacks he does, but man, that guy he plays, man. He stops the run, he puts pressure. Other than that, every other one signing hasn't been that good. So that's just me, man. I say we draft a corner.
Damn, somebody actually on TikTok says trade both picks, move up in the top 10, and hope for Bryce Young or Stroud. Dak is god awful. He also said Eric Bieniemy should be the highest paid offensive coordinator head coach when Mike is fired.
I don't like that.
And then Cantu says the house doesn't lose. I told you guys that. He did say that. Did they release Rush? No, Cooper Rush has not been released, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get paid too because of what he was able to do this season. That's basically what we're saying. Tommy says, have you been able to see Rashid Rice from SMU?
I did see a little bit of his stuff. He's kind of an iffy one for me. I have to see more film to kind of like that guy. He's not bad, but I have to see more from not just highlights. I got to see actual football games to see what he does.
And yesterday, what I was saying about this draft is you got to really kind of see, okay, where is the fall off? You know what I mean?
Off, yep.
There's always a drop off of every draft. So, in this draft, you got some good players that made names for themselves. They're very well known. It's not hard. I mean, especially if you're able to see college football, you can see exactly what we're talking about. Um, Jackson uh, and Jigba, right? Most importantly, he had that one standout game. It was a bowl game actually. I think he went off for like what was it, like 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. It was crazy. It was just one of them games. But then this last year, he had an injury, and then it wasn't the same kind of year. Marvin Harrison Jr. kind of took over, so it's kind of hard, right? Agreed. He surely wasn't doing much at the end, and she's talking about they're talking about Diggs. I would like to see a running back, wide receiver, some O line in the draft, man.
We're talking about, man.
Yeah,
That's
but
exactly what we're talking about.
speed, especially with the skill
Speed.
players.
Yep.
If we restructure Dak and Zeke, will we be okay? Yeah, and that's Zeke. Zeke,
I'm cutting Zeke.
I think Zeke is already. I think his time is already up.
Yeah.
Some people say he could probably be a fullback, but I don't think he wants to be a fullback. I think the thing with Zeke is that if you keep Zeke, he's going to want to be in the play calling, and it's going to be hard to give Malik Davis an opportunity to come and show his worth, or whatever running back the Cowboys choose to be, or if they even give Tony Pollard. I'm pretty sure he's going to be like, oh, I got this, I can do this, right? Johnny Tejerina, I think letting Diggs walk is he all for himself, and he can't tackle.
It's true.
This is from Johnny Brewer. Joey Porter. Well, we like the bloodlines. I like the bloodlines. Think that he needs to work a little bit more on his technique. I think
Yeah,
to
more
be,
technique.
I think,
But he does fit in the right situation, maybe a zone 3 somewhere there, like a lot heavy zone 3. I mean, I don't know. Man to man, I don't trust him, Jerry.
It's hard because the Penn State has been putting out monsters every year, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
literally, go back to Micah Parsons, go out to Saquon Barkley. It's just the list didn't just stop there. Last year, Jaquan Brisker, he was on the what's that, the freak list? And we're talking about the Bears rookie safety that they got. So every year they're just putting out great players. We already have a good quarterback. His name is Cooper Rush. I mean, if you go to a traditional West Coast offense, yeah, probably he could probably succeed. But we'll see. Right now, we're tied down with Dak with his contract. Yeah, it's definitely overpaid. Sad that the market comes to that. Same situation with Dak. That's exactly what we're just trying to say. We're all about people getting their bag, but right now, Cowboys, they literally shot themselves in the foot by waiting too long to get these contract extensions. I understand you got to wait 3 years, 3 accrued years, but when you wait the 4th year, that's unfortunate. Cowboys have drafted well, but we do need to spend wisely in the open market. The top teams that made it to the playoffs, Eagles and San Francisco, bought talent. That was our opening. So that was the actual opening.
But that's the thing though. Those teams they're not paying a quarterback.
Well, no, the Chiefs, they pay Patrick Mahomes, but
no, I'm talking about. They said Eagles as San Francisco.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're not paying a quarterback. They can do those things.
Yeah, they can.
We can't.
You're right, Javi. I agree in regarding T Law. Right,
it's true. Yep.
D Law is great. He's done really good for the Cowboys. Yes, Zeke is done in Dallas. Yeah, I mean it's done. Go Penn State. Oh, that's his team. With Kellen gone, I'm hopeful the offensive play calling will incorporate more runs to the right running back.
Yeah, the new speed running backs that we got.
And future, right? This is a very deep running back class. Cowboys should have a total of 9 draft picks this draft. I trust what Will McClay and Stephen Jones do. You know what? I'm with Ram. For those that don't know, you guys should be following the Cowboy Cast, not only for the insight that Harvey and myself provide, but because of what Ram provides. Gotta tell you this, Ram's that guy. You're not gonna win, man. You're never gonna win. Maybe Harvey will win, but anybody else, you will not win.
This class is deep in the running backs, man. I'm telling you.
Look at this. Mintz says Dak is way better than Rush. I'm gonna agree with you. But look, right now, we were supposed to break down Tyler Smith, but we're still in shock. It's been 24 hours. We see that Kellen Moore has obviously moved on. It didn't take long. From what we also saw was that they had already gave permission for him to go talk to the Chargers. but just leave it to Jerry Jones to just let it to take away the shine from the Eagles, right? When they're when they're getting crowned NFC champs, right? To break the news. Um, so I
So let me get through TikTok. I want to give him some shout outs, man.
go for it.
I don't want to. Zeke should have been traded several years ago. Could have been like the Herschel Walker trade picks. 300 plus yards for, okay. Before Zeke got paid, he was a beast. He held out, then got paid, then his production went down. True. Diggs can't tackle. We need another corner. We need another offensive lineman. I agree with that. I don't want to go through that again. Dak is better than Rush. Yep. We win as Cowboys fans. We lose as Cowboy fans, but we stay together. That's it, baby. That's King Confidence. Round of applause for him. Thanks, King Confidence. You need to come to YouTube, man. You need to come to YouTube. What other? That's it.
Yeah, and just to clarify, he just wanted to clarify what he said. I meant letting Diggs go is very smart. He's very selfish and king tackle. If he does, if okay for Diggs, if he does hold out, I think he can only hold out 6 because you got to play 10 games to have an accrued season. If not, he's stuck in the. He gave Cowboys basically an extra year. But if he does sign a lucrative contract, I believe the Cowboys will get a second round comp pick. So it's a win-win. He was a second rounder to begin with. I hate it. I like Trey Diggs. I'm a big Trey Diggs guy, but at this point, I'm always gonna pick the Cowboys first. I'm sorry. Will McClay has kept the Cowboys relevant. Yes, he has, man.
That is an understatement.
That is understatement. I think he's actually MVP. Yes, Jerry cold-blooded, right? Waiting to make the announcement when the Eagles won the championship. Tyler Smith is a beast. Man, are you following us on TikTok or on Instagram? Because I mean, we give all of those shout outs out there. Ramiro says, did Zeke break down or was the O-line not utilized properly with Zeke? Ooh, that's a good question because Tyler Smith, I will say this, Tyler Smith did have a couple. I believe he got called for holding one time. After that, he took care of business, man. He handled Nick Bosa.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Why was Pollard running through the tackles a lot better than Zeke was? If that's the question, like, I just think Zeke lost that burst to get through the line.
But he was doing good at the beginning of the year, but I don't know, man. It just I don't know. He was getting to the second level really fast, man. Cooper Rush is okay. Kellen protected Rush with selective play calling. Yeah, they really dumbed it down. I think on that one, King Confidence. Hey, come join us on YouTube. He says Cowboys forever
for sure.
Yeah. And Zeke broke down. Zeke could not hit the holes.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He couldn't.
Look, regardless, the question is going to be. I hate to say it, but there's going to be a lot of heat on the Joneses. Will McClay, luckily, he's protected because he doesn't hold like an actual position. But Steven Jones and Jerry Jones are going to be in the hot seat because I'll tell you this much right now. You have a team right now, and if you're talking about wasting talent, this is exactly what we've been talking about. You wasted so much talent. And Jerry Jones, you're 80 years old. I know, life is good, but dang, you haven't won a Super Bowl since you were 55. So I think it's time for you to get out of your own way, man. Sometimes we all got to face that, especially in life, man. We got to look at the man in the mirror and just know that that's the biggest enemy in life.
Keen's Confidence. It's the Cowboys Cast on YouTube. The Cowboys Cast.
Is that on TikTok?
Yeah. What's the channel?
The link is in the bio. There in TikTok. So just subscribe and click on the link and subscribe and come and join us. Personally, I noticed early in the year, both running backs did not follow their blocks, man. Ram? So it kind of sounds like a real talker right there. I agree that with King, Cowboy fans need to stand together. There are too many haters out there. That is a very fact statement right there, man. And please, if you're a Cowboy, if you're a part of Cowboy Nation, please don't be punching TVs and letting people record you. Don't be doing that to us. Pollard is a beast. If Pollard didn't get hurt, we would have won the game. I agree on that. Jerry Jones is not leaving or stepping away. Yeah, but 80 is still kind of hard, man. I mean, look at what happened. I think Al Davis was a similar situation, and he didn't last too long. Need some bigger defensive tackles. Either that or keep the ones that they had because they look relatively good. Ram says, I do agree that Zeke should walk, but I see the change of pace running back combination worked. So many ways to address this offseason. I can't wait till we get into that. Look, the way the series is going to be laid out for us is we're going to go player by player. We're supposed to do it today, but we're still in shock with the whole Kellen Moore. We had to let the 24 hours sink in. We brought you the names of what we think. We actually gave you the explanation of, we played the actual live clip of Mike McCarthy explaining the concept that Kellen Moore ran in his offensive scheme. Then we also heard the offensive coordinator for Pitt, right? The Pitt Panthers talking about Mike McCarthy being the great play caller. But tomorrow we're going to talk about Tyler Smith. The next day we'll talk about Sam Williams. The next day we'll talk about Jalen Tolbert. We're going to break down each one. We're going to say what we like, what's the forecast, going forward, what we'd like to see also, right? Because, a lot of these players look like they can offer more than just that one position they played. Look at that. On my way. We appreciate you, King Confidence. Unfortunately, Kellen could not get out of his own way. Pollard goes down and it falls apart. At that part, we thought we were going to see Malik Davis, and we didn't even see him at all, man. They completely abandoned the run. I think that's when the defense was able to tee off on the Cowboys. Once we clean up the offense and improve, we will be dangerous.
That is a true statement.
You're preaching to the choir, man. Come on, we not in shock. More, we happy. I know, but still, like we gotta be, it's just like we gotta take it easy, man. We just broke up with somebody. We can't just. You should be happy if you're getting out of a bad situation. My thing with Zeke was he demanded his pay and not going to practice. Who does that? Lost respect for him after that. Yeah, Zeke did that really early in his career, man. And he wasn't the same player anymore.
Diggs is trying to do the same thing.
He gave us what, three good years, Zeke? 4 maybe?
I think he saw what Dak and Zeke did, Diggs, and he's doing the same thing and wants to get paid. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work out this time.
Well, Harvey, we're all for the players getting paid, but just let the Cowboys do their job to get the contract under. I think right now they made the announcement $224 million. It's going to be the cap for all teams, right, going forward. So it's going to be a little bit better, but I think that it means that we're going to keep Dak around a little bit longer than what we expect. So unless some kind of wow factor hits that somebody takes on that contract and takes Dak, I don't see us. I think Dak's going to be here for another 5 to 6 years, maybe. Doesn't mean we can't get the replacement, which we hope they do, right?
Yep, for sure.
What should the Cowboys do about Gallup? And that'll be the last one, and we are off for tonight.
We can't get rid of him. We just signed him.
He's in the contract situation.
We need to throw him the ball, though. If he's one-on-one, throw it up in the air, man. He's a 50-50 guy.
I think if anything, too, the ACL, you got to give him at least a year, and I think they gave him the year, and he should be good. Harvey, are you gonna change your prediction on the Super Bowl? Chiefs Kingdom?
Yeah, I don't see my reasoning, but we'll see, man.
Come on now. Who doesn't like the Cowboys, man? But that's it for us today, man. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about Tyler Smith, Cowboys first round draft pick from a year ago. And, of course, any breaking news. Obviously, that's the thing about the Cowboys is our team always makes the news, and every year is our year. So just remember that. That's it for us tonight. You guys have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow, man.
Later, TikTok.
Man, TikTok has a bunch of haters, man. Good night.
There's a lot of haters. Later, YouTube. Keep it real.